Hello there, and welcome to my Sew and Tell series, where I showcase all of my recent sewing projects. And the little wordplay, sew and tell, instead of show and tell sewing projects, that was actually an idea from one of you viewers, and I thought it was so clever. So that is what I'm going to call these videos from now on. So let's get into it. In the last couple of weeks, months, I have been focused on sewing things for my new place here. I have moved recently. 3 weeks ago, I moved to this new apartment. It's great to be here. It's closer to the city of Aarhus, Denmark, and it is closer to the sea. It's closer to the woods. There's a lot more options here for socializing and going outdoors and spending time outside, and that is really wonderful because we are about to step into a beautiful and wonderful season weather-wise. So, but enough about the weather. Yeah, let's get into the sewing. So I have been sewing a lot of cushion covers, and because, well, I think it's a great and easy way to make a new home cozy, and with different textures and different patterns in fabric, and I love to sew cushion covers because it's easy and fun. It's a quick little project, and I love all my cushions. So the first one is this one. Yeah, it is. So I bought 1 meter of this fabric, which is William Morris inspired fabric from Self-Made. I don't know if you have Self-Made where you're from, but it is big here in Denmark. And I actually got a lot out of this meter of fabric. I only used it for one side, and I used some other fabric for the back side. Both because then I have enough for 2 cushion covers and a tote bag. I also made a tote bag out of this fabric. And then I also like the effect of a different color on the back side. And so I've made this zipper on the back side, hidden zipper. I'll show you up close what that looks like. I've had a lot of practice making these because I actually used to work in a little embroidery shop here in Aarhus, where one of my assignments were to assemble people's embroideries, homemade embroideries, and make them into pillow covers or cushion covers. So that's where I was trained to sew these hidden zippers. Yes, so I've sewn many cushion covers over the years. Yeah, so these 2 were the first 2 ones that I've made, and they've really come in handy here in the beginning of me living here. I have used them for my poor knees when laying on the floor, building IKEA furniture and stuff like that. So, but I made these before I moved and before I had really decided how to decorate my home. So I don't know quite where I'm going to put these. They don't actually. I have made several other scents that I like more for my sofa and for my bed. But I will get more chairs and things like that. And they're also, I've used these on my little balcony to sit comfortably and I'm sure they will come in handy in summertime when sitting on my balcony and soaking up the sun. So these are, yeah, those really casual pillow covers for lots of different purposes. They're good to have. So I will also show you what more I got out of this fabric, because I got a lot. I like to get as much out of my fabric. When I buy a good piece of fabric, I just want to get as much out of it as possible. So I thought it would also be great and fun to make a tote bag out of this fabric. And I got quite addicted to making these tote bags, so I've made quite a few. Just one minute. So here is the big tote bag that I made, and I don't use a pattern. I just cut out half a meter squares, 50 times 50 centimeters of fabric, and I made this tote bag. And I used the leftovers for these handles, and I squared out the bottom, as you can see here. And I used this one I use for one of my knitting projects. So I have yarn and needles in here for that. And it's a great way to store projects. So yeah, I mean, all these tote bags are really so versatile and really come in handy. And they're super easy and fun to make. So if you would like, I could make a tutorial for you on how to make one of these with soft-spoken, gentle voiceover. If that's an idea for future videos, I could consider making. I already make that on my Danish sewing channel, which I mentioned in my last video. So, and the handles are just sewn into the fold here of the fabric on the inside. So it's not very fancy. I just overlocked, use my serger or overlocker for the raw edges here. Yeah, inside. So fast, easy, and fun. And I could consider even making more of these. I made 4 here lately, since the last time I saw you. So yeah, it's quite addictive, I must say. So I got these 3 things out of that 1 meter of fabric. And let me show you the next thing that I made. So for my sofa, it's an old sofa. I've had it for 4 years. It was one of the only things I took with me from my old place. But and it has a warm rosy color, and so I found this fabric which has this exact same warm rose color, dusty rose color. So I think that would work perfectly with my sofa, and it certainly does. It's a nice way to freshen up an old sofa with new pillows, new cushions, whatever you call it. And this is also William Morris design, or inspired. They call it inspired by William Morris, but this is exactly the same pattern, just scaled up a lot. It's the design Loden by William Morris, which I love. And I also, these pillow covers are also 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters for the front here, the front fabric. And for the back side, I used some velvet that I had in my stash already. It's also from Self-Made. All of this fabric is from Self-Made, and it was, fortunately, it was a color that could go quite well with, not precisely, but I think it's okay. It's not exactly the same color as the green here. This is more olive, and this is more sage green, maybe. So, but I'm quite happy with these, and I decided to make an easy little zipper here in the bottom, using a green zipper to match the green velvet on the back side. And I always make two of the same pillows, because then it gives harmony, balance, when you have at least two matching cushions in your sofa, or one in a chair and one in a sofa. And I like to mix and match like that, but have two of the same always. So yeah, when I'm all done, or more done than I am now with my decorating, I would really love to show you around my new place and show you all the things that I have made here, and how I've decorated it all, and how this looks in my sofa. And I probably want also to make some matching pillows with this beautiful brocade, or what is it called? Gobeling. It is called gobeling in Danish. I don't know what it's called in English. Gobeling stuff, very, very thick and sturdy fabric, which is great for cushion covers. And I think that this fabric will really go well with the other cushions here. And this, I've held this up to my rose-colored couch, and it just really goes well with that color. It looks beautiful with it's a beautiful contrast. Both dusty colors, but also a great contrast with the rose, warm rose color, and this dusty green, sage green color. So you can see here how well these colors really go together, and it looks quite good, I think. So that's one of the projects on my list right now. And I used down cushion, inner cushions here. I'll just show you. Nice down feather, duck feather cushions inside. Yeah. So, yeah, until this weekend I had these cushions here, which I also made when I was still living in my old place. I made these cushions because I already had the material lying around, and I actually thought also that these would go well with these, and it would match great for my sofa. So maybe I will use these also somewhere in my living room. I'm not sure, but until recently these were in my bed, on my bed here, where I now have some other ones that I made this weekend. Or was it? No, last week. It was last week, yeah. So these have been put in a corner for now. This is original Liberty fabric from Liberty of London. William Morris design. Strawberry thief design. You can see it's little. It depicts little birds eating strawberries. So it's called Strawberry Thief. This popular and iconic design by William Morris. And I love, as you know, as I mentioned, the quality of the Liberty fabric. And on the back side I again use the same velvet fabric, the velvet fabric, which is nice and soft, and again I like the contrasting back side and front side. I always make my pillows, cushions like this. Also, it saves me a lot of money not to use the expensive fabric on both sides, but using a cheaper fabric on the back side. This is from Self-Made again, and it's quite cheap velvet. Probably the most. Velvet is usually quite expensive, but this one is not. And again, I made this overlapped zipper here, a little bit more advanced than the other kind of hidden zipper. This is completely hidden, as you can see. So you can actually use any color of zipper because it's completely hidden. But here I used a olive green. It was all I had. I just buy the cheapest zippers from Self-Made, and they work really good, really well, easy to use, and they don't come in every single color, but that doesn't matter so much because I just hide it like this, pretty, in a very smart and pretty way. So I also used a feather down inner cushion. So, and it's very thick and not very, it's, what's it called? It's very full cushion. It's not sloppy, because I always, and that was something I learned in the embroidery shop where I worked, that you should always just not use seam allowance when making cushions, because the cushion covers should actually be a little bit too small for the cushion. Then it becomes more like poof and full, and not drapey and sloppy. So that's what I learned there, and that's why they look so so good. That's it. I I also have, of course, 2 of these. I went a little overboard with all these pillows, I know. And I don't quite know where to put them all, I have to admit. But yeah, they were fun to make, and I can always sell them or give them away for a gift or something. So the design here, I actually found it again, also in self-made, in an upscaled version here. And they call it William Morris inspired. I feel like it looks exactly like the design, the original design, just upscaled a bit. So I bought 1/2 meter of this fabric, and I made this little tote bag. I was going to make pillows out of it, but decided to make tote bag instead because I kind of just was completely addicted to making tote bags, and I had enough cushions already. So, and again, it's the same procedure, as the other one, with a squared out bottom, and just really simple design. And I use this one for shopping, as a shopping bag when I go grocery shopping. So I don't have to buy bags every time I go. It's important to be sustainable and think of the environment and things. So I use these for shopping groceries. And it has a good size for that too. Perfectly good size for a single lady like me. And the reason it looks a little washed out is because I washed it after putting it on a table, then with eggs in it, and it fell on the floor, and the eggs smashed, and so it was full of smashed eggs. So I put it in the washing machine, and the colors kind of aren't as sparkling, and they kind of have smushed a little bit together. I don't know how you say that, but it doesn't look as sparkling and good as it did before I washed it. So with this fabric, it's not actually the best quality. It wasn't very expensive either. So in that regard, it's pretty good. And it's very sturdy, very strong fabric. And yeah, and this just made exactly like the other one, with the handles sewn into the folded edges here. And I just used the overlocker or serger for the raw edges here on the inside. Yeah. And I did show you, did I show you that? I don't remember if I did show you that out of that meter of fabric, I bought 1 meter, 100 centimeters of this fabric. I got 2 cushions and a tote bag. So I again used the other half of the fabric, just 50 by 50 centimeters, to make this other tote bag, and then used the rest of the fabric for the handles. And this one is one of my favorites. I really love this fabric. I hope that I won't have to wash it, because I'm afraid the colors will again get all blended out and it won't look as good. But yeah, so, but it's okay, you know, it's just a tote bag, whatever. And I even had a little extra leftover from this fabric, which I made a little pouch out of that. Where is that? Oh, here it is. So I made this pretty little pouch here because, you know, I don't want anything to be thrown out or left over. So I had just enough fabric to make this little pouch. I don't know what I'll use it for. Maybe some sewing accessories, or knitting needles, or crochet hooks. I think it would be good for that. Perfect for that. I didn't have enough for these little handles, but I had just a little left over from this fabric here. So I used that for the tiny little handles here. Yes, and this I quilted. If you can see up close, I quilted this with something called, what's it called? Some interfacing. In Danish we call it, in self-made they call it styleville. It's a thick foamy interfacing, and I quilted it with just straight lines all over. Yes, and I'll just show you what it looks like in the inside. For the interior, the lining, I used some blue cotton fabric that I had already in my stash. It's just a little leftover, and I thought it matched the outer fabric very nicely. So yeah, really happy with this. It was quite thick material to work through. It's quite a sturdy and thick fabric, both on the inside and the outside, and then the thick layer of the interfacing. So it was a little rough to get through my sewing machine, but I have a pretty good sewing machine, so it went okay. And I'm always very satisfied and happy when I get a lot out of my fabrics. So nothing is left over, nothing is thrown out. That means a lot to me. I think it's really pretty. So, next I will just show you all the tote bags, all the 4 of them that I made. So the last one is this one, or actually this is the first one that I made, and it's extra big. I don't know why they sent me a little bit extra of this. So this fabric, so it is probably like more like 60 times 60 centimeters of fabric. And it's also William Morris inspired fabric from, I believe this is from another store actually. Yeah. So I use this for some yarn that I'm going to use for a project which I haven't had time to start yet, but I will. Is for a cardigan. But now, yeah, it's almost springtime, and but I will get started with this before summer. I hope I will have time. But there's a lot to do here. Just moved, and I have 1,000 projects I want to in my mind that I want to do. So knitting has kind of been put in the corner. Yeah, for now, but I am looking forward to taking it up again. I've been crocheting more than knitting lately. I've started a blanket for myself, for my bedroom, and for my son's bedroom too. So, a lot to do, lots to do. I have more ideas than I have time, unfortunately. Yes, so as I was going to the store, self-made store, to get fabric for pillows and cushions and things like that for my new home, I accidentally stumbled upon some gorgeous fabric that I wasn't meant to buy, but I bought it. And that was this gorgeous silky viscose fabric here. It's a shiny fabric. I don't know if you can tell, but I saw this and I thought that would be beautiful for a kimono. For my bedroom, it would look beautiful to have it hanging here in my bedroom. A beautiful kimono here, and with a belt and everything. And I've always wanted to make a kimono. I've been thinking about that for so long. Never made one, but I saw a tutorial on YouTube, and I found out that it's actually really easy to make a kimono, which it was, and it was a fun project, and I really love the result and the feel of it. And plus, the one that I bought like a year ago, it's already broken, so I thought, yeah, I could justify buying this for a kimono. Yeah, so I really like it. So it's very flowy fabric, silky and flowy fabric, very comfortable and very beautiful in this, and also in this fabric. And I also made a little handle or a little snippet, or what I don't know what you would call it in English. In hak, we will call it in Danish, in hak. And to hang it on my door, on my little rack. So, and I also sewed some little rings here, or little snippets here to hold the belt, so that the belt does not fall out and doesn't get lost. Yeah, and I really love this. So nice. Just for summer, as a summer robe in the morning, and for getting ready in the bathroom in the morning. And I had a little leftover also from this fabric, and so I made a little pouch, as I usually do with all my little leftovers, which is why I have thousands of little pouches. But they are always good to have. They are very versatile and useful. Also work great as gifts for other girlfriends or family members. And so, although this fabric is more of a dress fabric, it also works very well for a little silky pouch here. And I also use some interfacing, two layers of interfacing to make it extra thick, because this fabric is very thin, so it worked well to use 2 layers of interfacing. It was a different, not the thick style will, but a more soft interfacing. And on the inside, I just use some peach colored lining, which I had in my stash from other projects that I made recently. So it's kind of a water resistant fabric here, but still thin and silky and smooth. So I really like that. And I used a rose colored zipper which matches this fabric perfectly with the rosy flowers. And then I put a little suede snore ribbon, or a snore, yeah, in the zipper here, and a little wooden pearl at the end, which I think looks very nice and makes it easy to just pull the zipper. Yeah. So, and as you can see on the front side here, I quilted it with diagonal lines, crossing diagonal lines, which I love the look of in this fabric here. Very, very pretty. Yeah, and I actually decided to keep this for myself and not give it out as a gift, because I think it's really pretty and very lightweight, and I needed a new one. I had the one that I had, it was kind of old and dirty, and I just wanted to have a new one. They do get dirty with makeup and things like that, spilling out, and yeah, so I was happy to have a new little pouch here. And what I am sewing today, I'm actually going to sew later today when I'm done filming here, and after lunch, of course, I'm going to sew this pillow. These pillows here. These are actually for my son's room, which I'm going to decorate before he comes. He's going to come here to sleep here later today, so I'm looking forward to having him. But I hope to be getting ready with his room so that I can surprise him. So yes, I bought again 1/2 meter of this fun and colorful fabric for his. I bought a green bedspread for him in this exact green color here. And so I saw this fabric and I thought that would be so perfect and bring so much light and color into that room. And so these are big cushion covers for 50 by 70 centimeters. So they will work kind of like making a sofa out of his bed with the big cushions. Yeah, just like the ones I have here, they are also 70 by 50 centimeters. I will show you them in a minute. So out of that 1/2 meter, I'm going to get two cushions that are the same, because again, I will use some different fabric for the back side, and that is this brushed green cotton fabric, very, very soft and nice. Yeah, and it goes quite well with this fabric too. It actually is the exact same color, and it was not even like I bought it together. This light cream fabric here, I already had it in my stash, and that's one of the things I'm really so happy about in this new place, is that I have a whole closet just for creative projects. One section, a whole section. I have a big closet with 5 sections in my other room. I'll show you that some other time. And one of the sections I use only for fabric and yarn and sewing equipment. So, and I've never had that before. So I'm so happy about that. So it's easy, it's very organized. All my fabric is so organized, and all my things are so easy to find. It's like, it really, when everything is easy and to get to and everything, it makes it's so much more fun and enjoyable to be creative and just let the creativity flow. Yeah, so I made these. I'm going to make these today for him. Hope he will like them. So, as you can see here behind me, I have these 2 of these beautiful cushions here. Big beds cushions. And this is again this gobeling or brocade fabric, which I saw it and I fell in love with it. Quite expensive fabric, but I only bought very little of it, just 50 centimeters, and I got 2 cushions out of it. 2 cushion covers out of it, because on the back side I used some matching velvet fabric. Also, the inexpensive velvet fabric from Selfmade, which has this gorgeous dusty rose color, very similar to my couch in the living room. So I was actually not sure if I would use this fabric for the living room, for the sofa. If I had seen this before I had seen this fabric, I wouldn't have bought this. I would have bought this for everything, because it's just, I think it's so gorgeous. I love these flowers. I am so in love. So I'm not afraid to decorate my house, my apartment. And there's a truck outside. Living in the city, it's a different thing. I'm not afraid of really decorating my home super feminine. I'm going, I'll just let the truck pass. I'm just going to enjoy that I'm not sharing my home with a man, and I can just make everything full of flowers and pink everywhere, and the rose color everywhere. Just my bedroom is, it has a rose-colored carpet and a rose-colored bedspread and these floral cushions, so it is absolutely super feminine, which I love. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to showing you around more when I'm more done. Also, I bought a lot of posters. I plan to paint myself, but I have not got the time for that right now. So for now, it's just going to be, I'm just going to hang some posters. So I'm waiting for them still to get them in the mail. So that is all I have to show you today. Thank you so much for watching. I am beyond grateful for all of you, all of your sweet messages and all of your support and kind words. It really brightens my days here. I want to wish you a wonderful rest of the day, and I want to wish you a very good and peaceful sleep. I'll see you soon.